Okay.
Oh, you guys. Okay.
Has not what?
Has La fought or versed Sam?
Oh, Sam.
Yeah,
Have you guys
so-
ever fought?
Yeah.
I just had somebody ask me that, man, if you guys were fight, who would win?
Yeah.
Oh, man, we got asked that our whole life. And the funny thing is, I don't-
his ass.
yeah, we just usually I leave people hanging, like, you know, and so I just play he's the striker, I'm the grappler. You just got to imagine, you know, so so we've never like just fought each other like all out or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, have you guys ever like try to compete each other?
Oh,
As-
yeah,
as a
we
kid, yeah.
wrestle and stuff all the time. We fought each other. He usually kicks me in the nuts, like whenever we play. So he always finds an advantage that way.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. So yeah, but no, we sparred a ton, you know, but we
Okay.
never like, you know, for us, I don't know. We're weird brothers. I don't know. I guess it was never like where we had to fight and try to prove who's better. Like it was fight to help each other get better, and it was never like I try to own you here or you own me there, or we never tried to like puff our chest and prove each other to you. Like I don't know, it was weird. So I don't know. Maybe that's my perception. Maybe he's got something different.
I don't know. We always supported each other in all our combats and everything, but we never went out full blown. But I remember we used to work at Slumberland Furniture together. You know, and late at night we would. Right in the parking lot, you know, the lights, you know, it'd be all dark and the lights there would shine and him and me would be going out there and just training, sparring each other back and forth, you know what I mean? Like movie type stuff, you know? And those are like my good memories of us doing something together and just loving the sport. you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're still gonna leave you hanging, you know? I think I could beat him at a buffet, though. I don't know. People always ask, "Hey, do you still fight?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, at the buffet."
Buffet. I don't think I could beat you at the buffet. Though.
So Sam, do you still fight right now? I mean,
no.
for viewers.
Yep, no, I do
No.
not. I've been retired for probably 6 years now.
6 years now?
My last fight, I was fighting here in the hometown. Had the hometown crowd come and ended up winning.
Nice.
Through referee stoppage in the second round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
And that was your last
Yeah,
fight.
that was the last fight.
Oh.
Oh, how come you just call that one the last one? Was it just
I think
getting old?
yeah, age and
Age
you know your
catching up?
job. My job has everything to do with you know your schedule. You know, so
Yeah.
I used to when I trained back in the day. I used to train work full time and then go to the gym and train. Put in a couple hours after work, weightlifting, running, mountains, grappling, you know, you name
Yeah.
it. You know, I put in hours and hours of work and training. So, you know, it just, nowadays you got the kids, and I have 6 kids, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, got to be a dad, you know.
Yeah.
So they're actually all pretty
Sick.
busy. All my kids are in, one of them, my son, he's in boxing and grappling
Okay.
and stuff like that too. So, you know, it's a start.
wow?
Good. Wow.
So are you here with him too when he comes in?
No, sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Very little though. It depends on the work schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, he usually gets off around 6.
Yeah.
But now you can catch him fighting with the fish, though. He's
The fish. Oh man.
The white bass,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got to start your own little vlog channel, man. I think people will follow.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's a lot of big fishermen.
Oh yeah,
especially
oh,
in
yeah.
the Twin
They
Cities.
do got.
hey,
they
don't tell
got,
people white bass is biting right now.
But they won't know where.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You see all the posts. They have a Facebook thing, the Hmong white bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, a lot of people post on there, and once,
I've seen a lot of people go to like South Dakota and North
yeah.
Dakota.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
for
Yeah.
white bass. You know.
Yeah. I think there's a limit over there, but in Oshkosh, I mean in Fremont and Nakusa,
No
there's no
limit?
limit. So
Oh.
we got a lot of family to feed.
Oh gosh.
Nice.
Yeah, Naher has been posting up where to catch the fishes, man.
Yeah.
Devil's-
Taylor's
I think it was
Fall,
Taylor's Fall,
and then
Devil's
Devil's
Lake.
Lake.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
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 Yep. Yeah, right now it's a close run around by us. So, you know, it's just within an hour or 2 hours, you can get to some good spots.
Oh, really?
But you got, you know, just soon, the next couple weeks, and then it's gone. So
Oh, man.
you got to wait till next year.
Yep.
It's not Lake Dubay, is it? Okay.
Secret.
Is that
You can come with us. You just got to put your phone in a box that turn it on, and then blindfold you, and then
Gosh.
take you fishing. And then
I don't remember the last time I actually picked up my fishing pole. You know, it's been so long. Yeah.
So it's a good fight, though, man. In
It
the
is.
fall, we fight with the salmon, too, during the salmon
Salmon?
run.
Oh,
Salmon?
God.
Man, if you ever catch a salmon, it's addicting too. So yeah.
Okay, so does the salmon that you catch taste different from the salmon at the store?
It's a little bit different, yeah. Because
Okay.
there's most of these are wild. There's still some that are grown, and it depends on the fin on the back. But they're different. They don't eat squid, so the meat's not pink either. It's just white. You know.
Oh.
So when you look at the salmon meat, you're like, this doesn't look like salmon, because you're used to like pink salmon.
Right.
But it's the same thing. But it's a little more wild flavored because the Atlantic, they're eating shrimp and stuff like that too.
Oh,
So
okay.
versus like in Lake Michigan, they're just in Lake Michigan. So
Oh,
But us Hmong people, we have a lot of ingredients to fix that. You have to throw this and this and this on there, and it don't even taste like anything. You know?
salmon lap, ooh, so good. With
Oh,
some
gosh.
Oh.
you can't go wrong with that. Mhm.
I had sturgeon la before.
I don't know if you want to say that on podcast, but
Just a kidding.
Edit it out.
yeah. So how was that though?
It was really good.
Was
it
it?
was really good. My mother-in-law, she
Yeah.
can cook some bomb ass la, so
Yeah.
it was really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Lah, I know you mentioned it earlier. You opened your gym a few years back, right? Are you looking to expand your gym or open other different locations?
Right now we're looking to looking for a different building, but we've been saying that for the last couple of years too. We're kind of picky. We love what we have here, but we're looking for something that we can expand a little bit more. Maybe have one or two more classes, or have simultaneous classes. So classes have been getting pretty full with some of like in our boxing we have 30 plus people in our boxing class, and that's adults. So
Wow.
it takes up a lot of space. And so, and we just, like I was talking to another guy, he's like, hey, 7:30 at night is a little bit late for grappling. Like, can we make it a little earlier for some of us adults too?
Schedules
So,
would be better,
yeah, so, but with one mat area for mat space, we're only limited to so much we could do, so we could do like multi-rooms where we could do a couple different things at the same time. We can, have more class, but at the same time, then I need more instructors and more teachers and stuff
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
too. So, and some of our fighters, I told them when they're done competing, we can look at, doing things together and help each other grow it more and help them out, but, for the time being, we're content with where we're at. And if something does come up, we'd love to have that, but, when it happens, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever thought about franchising and coming to the cities?
Yeah,
I
but
think people might,
it's
but-
with fighting, it's like they want you, like so
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
true.
just want the name, so it's hard to be able to for me to just drive back and forth. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm really not interested in doing that, and I don't want to do like online style kind of where hey
Yeah.
virtual you go
Yeah.
watch me and I'm teaching so we're looking at getting real people in front of you and teaching real techniques that are working and so it's not just like so it's not about trying to make that money, but it's our philosophy is trying to make an impact on people and trying to change people through the martial arts and point people in a better direction.
Okay.
This is from David Herr. It's love you guys. Good to see you guys haven't changed. What's next for Rising Sun?
Yeah, good question. We got all kinds of fun stuff happening. So we just recently got some it's a
youth?
kids team, a youth team, like in our taekwondo that we're going to be taking to nationals in Fort Lauderdale. So we compete a lot in taekwondo too. So I got a dad doing it with their
Nice.
son, and we got some the teenagers and some So yeah, we're taking a group down to nationals there. I got 2 professional fighters that we're trying to look for getting them some fights this summer. So that's always working. We got a couple up and coming boxers that we're trying to get into some new boxing matches too. So we compete in grappling tournaments and stuff too. So we got
You guys are everywhere.
Yeah, we're everywhere doing a lot of different kinds of things. So it's fun. I work with our police department too,
Okay.
and kind of work and teach techniques and stuff like that for them too. Been learning Krav Maga and trying to teach some of that stuff on the side too for self-defense.
that's
So
neat.
it's like
Very busy.
A lot of people carry guns, but hey, thanks for carrying my gun for me. No, but you got to learn how
Gotcha.
to protect your
Yes.
own gun
Yeah.
too. Like everybody. So, but there's all kinds of really neat things that we're doing. So we're not just like doing nothing but staying busy that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to expand the gym in those kind of ways too. So yeah, it's been good.
So this is from Lao Chu. Y'all going to TBA in June?
This year we're not. We don't have anybody going to TBA. Yeah. So we don't. We have one guy that's he won the TBA in a couple years ago. But then he's been hurt, so he was planning to go back, but he hasn't gotten better. He has an Achilles tendon issue, so it just hasn't been resolved yet. So we had one guy go last year, and he had a really bad accident at the TBA, and so we had a bad experience with them. And so that's just, but otherwise we don't have anybody that signed up to go.
What was, you're saying bad experience? What was like your worst experience at a tournament or a competition?
Man, guys get hurt, right? And so, sometimes we gotta go to the emergency room after a fight, and guys gotta get stitches and stuff like that.
Okay.
But our worst one was this last year at the TBA, where a guy got hurt, and they didn't believe us, and they actually pointed fingers and said that he got hurt training at the gym before he went to go train at the tournament, and it was a life-threatening kind of injury where he could have died. And then they were blaming us and kind of saying like, "Nah, you guys kind of like."
How do you guys feel about that though? Like, do you guys get offended or?
We get offended because your fighter almost died, and then you're getting accused that you did something wrong. And I'm like, we would never fight if the guy is already hurt.
Right.
I would not risk his life to fight in your local beginner, because he was a beginner on the beginner division. Like, that we have nothing to prove at that. If we're not fighting for a championship, like his life is more valuable. And so like to get accused of that. And so that kind of like put a little thorn on my, like, when we talked with some of the owners and stuff like that. And we weren't involved in how they resolved it with the fighter. And he's been out for a little while now. So, and we know organizations, every martial arts place carries insurance and all that kind of stuff. And then they were like, just like, it was just weird how they were really protective of that. And it just made me upset. Like, that's how you really treat fighters when they get hurt. You try to protect yourself. Like, this guy's almost dead.
Right. They're blaming you.
So that's frustrating in that kind of community where you think, hey, we're all about respect and we want to help each other grow. Until like, somebody's almost dead and then you got nothing to do with it. So that was a bad taste. So the reality is I'm not promoting anybody to be like, hey, let's go to the TBA, because just a bad taste. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but it was. And when you watch the fight, it wasn't anything big that really did it, but it was just he fell once, and it's just, I don't know how it happened, but it was there, and he didn't have the symptoms until afterwards. He started puking after the fight, and he couldn't eat, but it was, and then we left because we thought it was just fight anxiety, and so we thought he was just. Fighting, and just sometimes guys throw up after fights and you're like, anxiety, stress, but then it kept carrying over, and then he was going to go home, and then he was still really sick, and then he went into the emergency room, and then they were like, the TBA was like, well, since you guys left and you didn't tell us, like, he could have got hurt anywhere. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, wow. So that's frustrating. So stuff like that can happen. It's rare, really rare, but it can happen.
Is that one of the reasons why you guys are not going, or is it because you guys don't have a fighter going?
Biggest reason we don't have fighters that. Yeah. So our Muay Thai, we got some newer people in there, but we do want people to go and compete at it. I mean, we love the tournament. It's just it was just an unfortunate thing that happened, and we got to taste a little bit of the politics behind it when something bad. So if anything does happen, just for even coaches and stuff, just be aware of your fighters and let them know, like, before you leave, like, just if there's any suspect of anything, just just to protect your fighters too.
So now, speaking of injuries, for both of you guys, for your experience, have you guys ever have any injuries during your fights?
Like serious injuries?
Yeah, serious injuries. Any fight that you guys?
I wouldn't say serious at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not Sam.
Not Sam.
Sam's was funny though. Like, I remember when we were in that Miami, that big fight, John Sampo. As Sam's warming up, he kicks me right in the elbow, super hard. And as we were warming up for his fight, and then he had this big old lump on the top of his foot. He kicked me in the elbow, and he missed the pad.
That wasn't the fight though.
And then
it was like 5 minutes before.
Oh my God.
We're like icing his foot down as fast as possible, trying to numb it.
Just before you walk out to the ring.
So he's got like an injured foot. I mean, you kick someone in the elbow, and his foot was immediately like puffed up, like it was a can. It was just.
Yeah, he was holding the pad, and I just kept blasting. I hit his elbow, and then I was like, bro, I just kicked it. There's a lot of people watching still. I'm like, oh man. I was like, my ankles hurt. He's like, okay.
So, but you didn't get any injuries during the fight though.
No.
Serious, no.
From the
Did you actually take the fight? Did you actually?
No, I lost that fight.
Oh, you lost the fight?
After the 5 round decision.
Yeah, that was I don't even know how I saw it.
Usually my fights too, like like I said, I'm a stand-up fighter, and I fought this one time, and right into the ring, I walked in there, and I had my elbows up a little bit, and dude threw a roundhouse kick, and boom, landed right in my ribs. And I felt that pain, like there was something damaged in there right away. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, this is bad. So I end up doing the first time. I ended up taking him down and just showing domination. And I won that fight, But other than that, I'm like, wow, dude, I usually don't take nobody down, you know what I mean? Unless I'm thinking that I'm winning or I was super injured. So yeah, he did. And I did a checkup a while back. Okay. Yeah, probably about a year ago on my body, and they're like, yeah, you got a broken rib back there. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, so.
You didn't go check up after the fight?
No,
wow.
I did not.
God.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at.
I was thinking back, I'm like, it had to been from that fight. That dude threw one blow, and I felt
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
what about you, La?
Yeah, no injuries in the fights. I got, I tore my knee playing stupid flag football, just with some cousins. But not the fighting. And so I remember hurting my foot up to my championship fight. So I knew I couldn't kick with my left leg. So I wore an ankle brace. Like they let me wear like a Velcro neoprene. So I had I fought with a sprain. In my opinion, it was a broke, but I didn't go get it checked, but I wasn't planning on kicking with it, so. But so I'm like, I'm more of a right leg kicker anyway. So I'm like, I don't want to pass this. So I'll just not use my left foot on with the roundhouse kick. I'm like, I can side kick him, I can back kick him, but just no roundhouse. So it was fine. So, but otherwise, no really big injury. I actually got a cut on my face from training, but not anything from like fights and stuff, like black eye and stuff like that. But yeah, we're pretty lucky that way.
Have you guys ever been knocked out in the cage or?
Nope, just in training.
Just in training.
Just in training.
Wow. What was that you, Sam?
I've been knocked out since my street fights. Like big, back in the day, some gang fights, we had back in the day, and I ended up getting knocked out when there's 10 people against 10 people. You know what I mean? So, in the cage or MMA, I've never got knocked out before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I try to tend to protect myself better.
Yeah, training and stuff like that too. You can get hit and stuff like that. But not in a fight where we.
Yeah, I've been kicked hard in practice and stuff like that where I have headaches for weeks. You know what I mean? And, you just learn from those mistakes too. Yeah, so you got to keep your hands up, and the older you get, the longer those headaches stay. So.
Have you guys ever missed weights?
I did. I actually, my last fight, I missed weight. I missed by half a pound. So usually I'm really good with my weight, and I haven't fought for a long time, and then this was 6 years ago. So I ended up training hard for this fight, and I ended up missing it by half a pound. I went to the Y, and I was 3 pounds overweight that day. No, 2 pounds overweight that day. I'm like, this is a breeze because I could lose 5 pounds in a day. You know what I mean? With my method. And then I went to the sauna, went to the steam room, and I was running early morning. And I'm like, wow, these 2 pounds will not shed off. Yeah, it was just my body has changed, gotten older, whatever it is. And then I went and weighed in, and I didn't make it by half a pound. And my older brother's like, you got to go back out there and lose the weight again. I'm like, wow. So I went back out there, and I'm in the sauna at the Y. And I can't run no more. My body. So I'm laying there, and my little brother and them, and they're squirting me with the water, and I'm sitting trying to just lay in there so that I can drain all this fat off. Sweat, whatever that I have left, spitting, whatever you name it. And I did it for another 2 hours, and that was it. You know what I mean? I had nothing left, and nothing shed it off.
Sheesh.
They were dragging him to the weigh-ins. He could barely stand.
Yeah.
Oh, this doesn't even look good.
Yeah, so my body it's been very different. So I thought I could shed those 2 pounds like nothing. You know what I mean? The whole day.
Yeah.
Nothing came off. It's about a pound and a half came off the whole day. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's not normal for me.
Were you fighting at 135?
125.
Oh,
125.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is crazy.
The fight still goes on though, right?
Yeah, yep. I had to give him some of my purse, which I didn't like, but I did.
I think you had to get 10%.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
10% of your purse. So
Even if you lose?
Yeah.
no,
and
it just
no
goes
matter
right
what.
to the
Yeah,
other guy.
yeah.
So instead of the money that you're getting paid, 10% goes to the other guy. So if you win, the guy gets 10% of.
So it doesn't matter. Then.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. So
Wow.
he got an extra couple $100.
Wow.
Thanks to Sam not making weight.
But you do you get more if you win?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Yep.
So that actually, because you won that fight, you actually made a little more then,
Yep,
so it
yep.
covered the loss.
yeah, it covered.
Or you could have had more, 10% more.
Yeah.
So here,
Right.
we have another questions from David Hurd. What were your parents' advice before every fight?
don't fight.
Don't fight.
Yeah. Tell
Don't
us
fight.
about that.
Yeah. You know, they always said don't fight, you know, so like they don't want us fighting, like do something else, don't fight.
Yeah.
But they always came to support us, even when we
Gosh,
said
I
don't fight.
I could only imagine what they went through. Like heart
yeah,
pounding, you know, just like, can't even watch.
Yeah, it's hard to like for me to watch my brother fight. You know what I mean, just you can't go in there and help him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just him and the other guy, and whatever they train, whatever their battles is, it's like, wow. It's you know how they say Hmong. You know what I mean? It's not 1-on-1, it's 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Not in the cage. You know what I mean? So
It's at the
that's
bar.
how we built. Yeah, us 10 of us can go fight. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just how we're our family, how we're oriented. You know what I mean? And now when you see your brother in there and they close that cage, just like all the emotions you're going through just to watch him fight. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's like, wow, he better put in that work. So from us seeing, you know, from the outside view, it's just like, oh, he's making. We can see the mistakes, but when you're in there, you really can't see it as how we see it. You know.
Right.
So if you had two heads, you know, just watching the fight and being in the fight, you probably do a lot better. But yeah, when it's 1-on-1, you gotta let them go at it. You know. And I know my mom and dad, they were very, you know, they could hardly watch us too. But the same thing, me watching my older brothers, like, wow, this is a big adrenaline rush already. You know.
Yeah.
No.
do anything about
Speaking of parents, you have kids.
Yep.
How do you feel when your kids fight? Have a fight? Do you?
I feel super bad. You know, like in competition, like that's why my son, you know, I was like, he wanted to join boxing.
Yeah.
And he was in wrestling and stuff like that. And I'm very competitive. So when he does something wrong where I see it, you know what I mean? I yell at him about it. You know what I mean? I'm like, you could do better. You can do this
Yeah,
and this.
yeah.
But then when I look at it, I'm like, I shouldn't be so harsh because, you know, you gotta say it
it's-
correctly.
yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can tear a person away from the sport
Right,
if you're
right.
not good with your words.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
what I mean?
rather
So-
negative
Oh, yeah.
energies, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then we have another question from the Lah Chu again. Are you guys both registered?
Registered.
Yeah.
Boxing.
It
Registered
just-
fighters or
It just
licensed
say-
fighters.
Yeah, when we were registered, we had to be sanctioned. You had to go through all the licensing and stuff. Actually, some of the earlier fights when we did, Wisconsin didn't have a commission yet, so you just kind of fought without a fighter's license because there was no commission in Wisconsin. But now Wisconsin's a commission state, and so everything that we do as a coach, as a fighter, you know, like his last fight, he had to be commissioned. We had the commission come. It's all registered. It's just
Okay.
legit. Like you can find the records. It's all sanctioned and all that kind of
Gotcha.
stuff. Yeah. Yep.
And then just a quick questions from a buddy Chad. He was like, La, sometimes you get itchy. Do you, to fight, do you just kick ass in your own gym?
Yeah.
That's what he did today. You know? Van and I we got videos to show you later.
Stop. That was just for him.
yeah.
Just yeah.
Those liver shots. Oh, damn.
Van learned the hard way. Okay, I know how to run. Right?
I took the hard way. I took the hard way.
Yeah, we were still being nice. So, but you know, you got to see with Jerry.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
Jerry. Oh.
Yeah, Jerry didn't learn too much footwork yet.
Yeah,
You know.
no. So, but no, you know, when I get the itch, yeah, you know, it's just it's always humbling because I got guys that are training full time. They have cardio to go for days. I have cardio to go for like 2 minutes. You know? And then I gotta take a break
Right.
and pretend I'm cooking brats. You know, and then I come back and you know.
See that?
So you know, but the endurance, the cardio is not the same as what it used to be. But
You got a minute?
You know.
Oh, we're good. Yeah. So we got a minute left, but we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
We'll come back and then we're gonna ask a little bit more like deeper personal questions.
Sure.
Okay, so it'll be more into your lives. So, and then that'll probably be it. We'll probably might do like a little bit one just for like the pre-record for the subscribers. So,
Okay.
but then so you guys stay tuned.